Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's edition of Let's Talk. I'm Leslie Donaldson with ITR Polygraph, and for April 10th, it's Good Friday today, so I want to really honor and respect that day this whole week. It has been a time of Lent, it has been a time of Holy Week. It has really been overshadowed very much in the world because of this horrific global health crisis we're all going through. So this week has been a roller coaster, I'm sure. It has been for me and my family and my children and so forth. And from what I hear from many of my friends, family, I see on Facebook, hear in the news, this is a tragedy on many levels for so many people. For so long, what we want to do is try to get around this, stop it, and stop anything that is hard and happening in our lives. But right now, we are going to need to learn how to go through really tough times, times of struggling, times of hard times. The topic for this week, the most calls that we had this week were from husbands and wives, and it's an issue of cheating, but the issue is there's nothing but chaos and fighting and going back and forth in the family unit. So we've talked about the parent alienation, and we've talked about marriage, one another's, but today is really about family and what's going on with family. And right now there's so much uncertainty between work and finances, and do you go out and, or do you stay in? Can this person come here? What are the rules? And there seems to be different rules right now, in our country of how to properly do things, and isolation and quarantine and social distancing, and whether somebody can actually go somewhere or not. It's really having a real hard time on the husbands and wives, partners, the family unit, whoever is in that house, because we can't go from house to house. We are secluded within our house. So who is in your family unit, and what does that look like? And at first, when this all first started in the middle of March, it's, when is this over? When is this over? This is going to, from what I hear and understand through the news, this is going to be a while. We're going to go through some long time suffering. In my complex alone, I hear children crying and things like that. It's hard on the children. It's hard on the parents. We have a lot of things going on right now that it's chaos. If people are in poverty, they don't have enough money, maybe there's some addiction going on or anything like that, and all the children are there. Maybe people weren't used to having a routine, and the children need a routine. And so, it's very, very important that we learn right now how to be our best self. How do we be our best parent at this time? Because I know I have 4 grown children, 2 grandbabies. I have our set of twins at home, and our family, Paige and the children, are elsewhere. So I get it. It's a real struggle right now, and it has been this week. And so I want to be real with you that what you see on people's Facebook and Instagram and everything is, you might go, oh, well, that person's got it all together over here, over here, over here. Generally, people are, and people do, but please understand that we need to be real and understand that everybody on different levels is suffering. There are people who will never see their parents again. They've gone into a home and you can't see them, or are passing away at a hospital for not COVID, for something other than that, and can't see them. Maybe some of your loved ones didn't get home. Maybe some of your loved ones aren't around. We have We've heard so many different people's stories, and people who have, and what we see on TV of the massive casualties all around the world. And the fact that the families can't be with them, they can't have proper funeral services, a proper celebration of life is mentally taking a toll. So what I'd like to offer you is some hope and to encourage you to go deep within, to know that you can get through this, that you have the power within you to stand up and become the best parent, the best husband, the best wife, the best mother, the best sister, the best neighbor, the best friend, the best you can be in such trying times. Because I'm not going to compare myself to my neighbor here in Canada or my neighbor in the United States or anything like that. I have a little sponsored child. Her name is Nechi Agnew, and she's from Ethiopia. And they have gone through drought and flood and famine and this COVID global health crisis and locusts over and over. And she does not have the comfort of this home. She doesn't have the comfort of anything that I have. So I'm going to reflect on somebody who is the least of these, and I am not that. I live in Canada, where our government is doing what they can to supply us when they've asked us not to work and to give us financial aid and income and so forth. And that's not what my sponsored child, Nechi, is receiving during this time. So I ask for us to go within, find the power and the courage to be the best. Please, our children are used to schedules and things like that at school and their friends. And I get that there are issues of cheating and addiction and things like that, but we have our children at home. So please, be kind to one another. Be kind to the children. And know that it is not just all about us. We have a lot of people looking at us and how are we responding and what are we doing and are we getting it right. There's a lot of distractions. Look over here, look over here, look over here, do this. But actually, keep your eyes focused on what is important. Your family is important, your children are important, your marriage is important, your relationships are important, the elderly in your family are most important. Please reach out to them. Maybe, I'm not sure if you have some postcards at home and a stamp or anything like that, but maybe you're able to just do things from home or put a note in your window, encourage somebody, encourage your neighbor, encourage somebody else that is going through hard times right now. So I really ask for that. And because the situation is not going away. Our government in Canada, that's where we are, said on March 17th, 2 weeks. We are now April 10th. Then we hear new news. What if it is 6 months? What if it is a year? What if it is 2 years? We need to become our best self. So please take this time over the Easter weekend to love your family and be grateful for what we have. Be sorry for what we've done in our lives, because I know I am, and this time of reflection really does help with that. So I take a look at some things that I really need to improve on, and I would like to leave that with you too, because I'm being very real with you today. So happy Easter weekend. God bless you. Thank you for tuning into this week's Let's Talk. I'll see you next Friday. Bye now.